everyone, it's Arlene. I'm here to show you how I created the rolled flowers on my Shabby Chic Webster's Pages mini album, and these are the rolled flowers here, and I used the rolled flower die from My Favorite Things, and they're MFTstamps.com. Go check them out. They have some awesome scrapbooking supplies, and I love their dies and their stamps. They're just amazing. So this is the rolled flower die, and I'm going to go ahead and take you through a tutorial on how I created these rolled flowers on my Shabby Chic mini album. And I just did a little one-up on them than just the normal cutting it up and putting it together. And also hopefully this tutorial will show you how to put these together. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So what I'm going to do is take my Big Shot, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the die, and I'm just going to use some scrap Tim Holtz paper that I recently used on a card. So on the Big Shot, and I don't own a Cuttlebug, guys, so I'm not sure what the sandwiches would look like with a Cuttlebug, but if you use the wafer dies for that come with the Cuttlebug, or the Cuttlebug wafer dies, I'm sorry, that you can buy like at Michael's or whatever, follow the same sandwiching instructions for that because it should work just perfect. Okay, so if you have a Big Shot, you're going to have it set to tab 2. I'm just going to put that there. And then you're going to need your bottom sandwich, or cutting pad, to be politically correct. And then you're going to go ahead and take your die, and you're just going to go ahead and set that right on top of the cutting pad. And then you're going to take your designer paper and put that right on top of the die. And then, last but not least, the second cutting pad. This is basically what you get as soon as you cut it off, and there's going to be a little piece left over here. Don't worry about it because that piece is going to be in the inside of your flower, so just snip that off. Okay, and you're going to get this piece that looks like this. Okay, you see that? So basically what I do, and now you have the option to wet it first, but I don't wet it, I just crinkle it. But what I like to do is I like it to get that really shabby, grungy look. So I actually go in and I smush, for lack of a better word, the die cut. Okay, again, like I mentioned, you can wet it if you want and then heat set it or heat dry it, but I just like to jump right in and just smush it. Okay, so now it's smushed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully, and be very careful because it can be delicate. The paper that I'm working with is actually pretty thick, the designer paper. And this is from the, I think it's from the Shabby, I can't remember the name, but it's from the Tim Holtz paper pad. Okay, so I'm just going to carefully unravel it. Okay, but do you see how it's like nice and crumpled there? Okay, now what you want to do is try to find the end. So here's the end that we snipped off, right? Okay, so see how it kind of bends? You're going to be curling in from this way. So let me go ahead and get, and like I said, you don't need a quilling tool. You can just use one of these, and this is just one of those cheapo, you know, I bought a set of paintbrushes for my kids, and so it was like thin enough that I took it. But you just take the thin end, and what you're going to do is you're just going to start rolling the flower around that paintbrush. You see how that goes? Just kind of roll it. Okay, and you're just going to keep on rolling it. Now don't worry about it being perfect at this point, you guys. Just make sure you're just rolling it around the paintbrush. If it's loose, it's tight, don't worry about it. I like it to be pretty tight because you can loosen it up later and get it to the way you want it to look. So now on the inside, this piece right here, this is the piece where you're going to be adhering the flower together. So you want to make sure that that part's kind of flat, okay? And you don't want to roll it all the way to the very end. You're going to leave a little bit of space. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and, usually I just hold it like this, and I'm going to pull it off the paintbrush. Okay, and you're going to get something that looks like this. Okay, doesn't look like look like much. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead Here's the bottom of the flower. You're just going to go ahead and kind of sit it on top of this space that I told you that you're going to be adhering the flower to. Just kind of sit it on there and grab your fingers and just kind of wrap it. I don't know how best to explain that, but wrap it around like this. Okay, and then you're going to be holding this. Make sure you hold on to it because you don't want it to unravel, okay? Or you don't want it too much of it to unravel. Now what you're going to do is you're going to play around with it. So you're going to try to loosen up the, so which way? So we're going to take the center, like see the center piece here. I'm just kind of twisting it to the right, or to the left, I'm sorry, to the left, because we rolled to the right, because we want to loosen it up just a little bit. Okay, and you're working it from the center out, okay? Try not to do too much on the outside, because as the outside gets way too loose, it's going to kind of go all over the place, and you're going to see like little gaps in your petals. Okay, so you see how I'm just kind of twisting and playing around with it. Now this piece is the center piece that we trimmed off. It's kind of sticking up, but we'll fix that later. Okay, so again, just loosening it up. Okay, alrighty, I think I like the way that looks. So what I'm going to do with the center piece here, I'm just going to snip it off a little bit. There we go. And then just push this part in with my little... Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to adhere this down. So basically putting the flower together. So now what I want to do is I want to get some glue on the bottom here. Okay, because I want to put the flower together. Again, you have to make sure you hold on to everything, otherwise it's just going to fall apart. Now I'm going to use my glossy accents. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put some glue on the base. And be pretty generous. Okay. And then you're just going to put that down. There really isn't much to it. It's really just making sure you hold on to everything so it doesn't unravel. And the cool thing about glossy accents, you can also use the quick dry adhesive by Scotch. I love that. It dries really fast. Okay. See how you like, I love how the lines are not so clean when you crumple up the flower. It gives it a more natural look. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is grab my little thing of pearls here. And I usually use this size here. These are just the plastic pearls that you can get in the bead section at Michael's. So I'm just going to take one of these guys. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think I'll probably just take one of these guys. And then you just put a little dollop of glossy accents in the center. Just a little dollop. And just toss that pearl right in there. Okay? So there you have it. And here's another one I created, and I inked the edges of that one. Okay, so again, this is the rolled flower die, and it's available on MFT stamps, my favorite things, mftstamps.com. So check them out. And let me just show you my mini again. Okay, with the rolled flowers. So there's the rolled flowers, and here's the one that we just created. Okay, so hope that helps. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.